What's up, SNA Assassinators? This is Super Ninja Austin back here with another video. And man, what a Friday Night SmackDown that was a couple hours ago. And I'll say, yeah, it was very extremely intriguing. We saw like build-ups to the Money in the Bank pay-per-view premium live event with the qualifier matches on both the men's and women. And we saw a surprising debut of a family member of a certain family that calls themselves the Bloodline, which I should refer to them as either a Fatu and a Y. We're gonna get to that in just a moment. But let's get started on what just happened on tonight's Friday Night SmackDown on June 21st, 2024, which is the first day of summer. And I want to ask you guys before I get started, how was y'all summer? Or first day of the season in 2024, of the hottest, or should I say the hottest season in 2024, and of the year in general. But yeah, let me know all about that in the comments down below. Where we saw them recapping about what exactly happened in the main event of Clash of the Castle when CM Punk cost Drew McIntyre the World Heavyweight Championship. And this is where we saw CM Punk in his first appearance at the Allstate Arena in his hometown of Chicago, which he came out and addressed everything mostly it was about what he did to Drew McIntyre about 5 nights ago previously. Or no, not 5, 6 nights ago previously, because it was on a Saturday, not Sunday. My apologies. I don't know where that even came from, because the last time WWE had a premium live event on Sunday was WrestleMania Night 2. But there's rumor has it that the main roster shows might have Sundays could be some of the nights when there's not no sporting event or something on that comes on Sundays that the fans would rather watch instead of WWE. But yeah, let's talk about CM Punk right now. He entered the ring. This is where it's clobbering time. This is where he started running around in circles in the ring. This is where he started waving and started high-fiving all the fans around him. And in this word, then CM Punk looked on the camera hilariously and said, "Look at all these happy and excited people in this arena." And this is where the fans are chanting CM Punk around the arena. This is where we got CM Punk finally got on the microphone as soon as he made his entrance known. Where we got him saying these exact words. He was like, man, ain't this one hell of a Friday night or what? And this is where fans start cheering and respond like, hell yeah, it is. This is where then he got on saying and he was like, and yeah, I'm in some of you guys' hometown, and it's in the audience's pressure, I'm in your home. I was in your hometown, he was in his hometown last weekend at Clash of the Castle, and he was right there with the people, and I knew and I'd do your best and walk away as champion in front of your people, and your weakness is pressure, Drew. And this word, then fans are cheering, yeah. And he was and I wonder if I can handle the pressure, I'm gonna give you a take. You let me know raising a hand or squeeze a voice. How many people were here at July 17, 2011, when I became WWE champion at Money in the Bank Money in the Bank that year against John Cena. He was and that was pressure right there, because I slipped down. I could easily slip on a banana peel, fell flat on my face, and then made an embarrassment of myself and made an embarrassment of Chicago, just like a person that I know that did exactly that last Saturday. And to do that, he was but I did that 13 years ago. This is where fans oh hell no, you. As a matter of fact, you did the complete opposite. And the only person that slipped and fell was the man that used to be the chairman's assistant when he ran into John Cena's arm when he tried to stop the bellkeeper, have the bellkeeper stop the match, with Cena winning by the decisions of Vince McMahon screwing Punk out of the match so we can keep the title on Cena. But this is where fans like know when he asked that. This is where it's like, one more time, did I embarrass Chicago? And this is where fans are like, absolutely not. This is where they say out loud into a crowd full voice. This is where CM Punk was like, hey, yeah, you're seeing where I'm coming from, this, right? And then this is where CM Punk's like I was told I was going to be joked in Glasgow. Like, I was been called, we need to hire extra security in Glasgow, because if anybody interfered in this title match, it don't have to be the Judgment Day in order to do get world champion. Yeah.
I can sell pickles. He's too small.
Yeah. No pickles. Come on.
He ran out.
But anyways, assassinators. This is where we got CM Punk then continue on his promo saying, he's like, and this is where he's like, and then he said this, and this person that I paid a visit to this past Saturday say that I'm gonna ruin everybody's day. Well, I want to ask you fans, do I ruin everybody's day? And obviously, this is gonna be an easy answer because considering he's in his hometown. But yeah, the fans were like, no way. And this is where CM Punk did. He was like, me always promising I'll always never get down. I made a promise that I have kept from the past months. And he's not kicking me. He was kicking Chicago. That's what he was kicking. You could do 3 things in that situation. You can stay down. And that's not an option, by the way. Or you could get back up and turn the other cheek. But I'm from Chicago. That's never the option. None of them two are. So that shows. I'm gonna show you how to do it the Chicago way. If you're gonna send me to the hospital, he's like, if you're gonna send me to the hospital, I'm gonna send you to the ward. And then, no, I'm not boasting. I'm gonna kill a man though. When I say I'm gonna kill his career, I said exactly what makes you. Because I said when I said in this feud between the Scottish Warrior and the straight edge wrestler, is it Drew or is it CM Punk? We're just got to wait and see in the next few weeks on who does something more heelish than the other does. Just confirm things. Even though Drew McIntyre kind of acted like a heel from the past few months, ever since he challenged Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship, but at the same time at Clash of the Castle, he was more looking like a baby face because 1, they were in his hometown. 2, he was facing a heel champion wrestler. Even though this particular heel championship wrestler is about to possibly turn babyface in the next couple of months if the Judgment Day kick him out, but that's another story for another day. So yeah, that's the one thing I was confused. I'm gonna talk more about that later, but I'm gonna continue with CM Punk. This is where it's it's not gonna be easy for because he's like, y'all see this by now, or been seeing this by now. Let's see, the Drew McIntyre, he has quit, obviously, and we don't see him on here, even though, even if he didn't quit, even if he did, he wouldn't be on this show, obviously, unless I'm in it. But he started pushing pressure, and he said he prayed on me. Bad things happened to me. So I prayed on him. And I made that things happen to him. And I was looking so forward of coming back here and making more bad things happen to him. But unfortunately, he has been taking his ball and he went back home. The wolf ticket seller that he is. And then this is where we got Paul Heyman that kind of interrupted saying, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman, as catchphrase he always says. This is where fans start chanting ECW. This is where I was thinking, oh no, don't tell me we could see this is some kind of a teaser that we could see CM Punk can have him as his manager again 11 years ago. But this is where we got Paul Heyman then talking on the microphone and saying after he said his catchphrase, he's he was like I'm sorry I'm late. I immediately he said and I'm sorry for that. And I'm not sure if y'all realize this, but it's hot as balls right now. Hopefully I don't sound inappropriate by saying that. It's his words, not mine. But he's it gets very hot as balls right now because it's the first day of summer. Of course, it's gonna be the hottest day of the season and the entire year, of course. But this is where he also said I'm sorry to interrupt CM Punk. I opened up the show he, he said like and it's all he's also being hot as balls in this arena as well. Like, and this was like, yeah, that man, like, he's like, yeah, this man CM Punk sat next to my chair, like in front of my children, like when I was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame a couple months ago. And this is where fans started clapping with honor, saying like, yeah, congratulations by that. He's never too old to say that. But it's where then Paul Heyman's like, but despite being the wise man of the tribal chief Roman Reigns, it's where fans are cheering for him very loud, as much as he ever been cheered, like as whether if it's a heel or a baby face. Like, but anyway, it's where he's like, he said like, and I said on that speech that you were my best friend, and I meant it then, and I meant it now. I came here to an urgent situation, and this is where he's like, in Punk, like, may I just tell you, explain it for you? This is where then CM Punk did say like, yeah, why not just go explain your dilemma, and this is where then this is where the fans start cheering all around the arena saying, we want Roman. Like, I was like, even though, like, it's because of the storyline with Souls of Cole trying to replace Roman Reigns. And also, we haven't seen him in a couple of months, and we already missed the Tribal Chief. But not as champion, of course. But him in the flesh and him as a wrestler, like, in general. But yeah, this is where fans were like, we want Roman. And I was like, first, but even for that, I was like, first, it's the fans to change. We wanted Cody, like, as in we wanted him to be his opponent rather than The Rock more. And also, but now we're still hearing we want Roman chants, like, which not as champion, but make an appearance to help save Heyman against Solo and the Tongans. And yes, they call them the Tongans, which I'm gonna get to in just a moment. This is where CM Punk was like, and this is where he's like, and then the only person that can hijack me from Roman Reigns' promo is you, Heyman. Like, and I forgive you. Like, so come on in. Like, you know, like you, like, are you all right, Paul? Like, it's been a while I seen you. Like, long time no see. Like before the Hall of Fame, of course. This is where fans are chanting CM Punk with Paul Heyman doing the sneaky grin, like, which I'm not sure what they mean. This is where they embraced, right? As soon as Paul Heyman got into the ring, it's where I was like, what a very lovely reunion. Like, I was like, I would not really mind if they reunited, like with Paul Heyman being his manager again. Like, that would be something interesting to see. Like, maybe he could be like back in 2012, 2013 when his WWE Championship reign, like when he held that title for over 300 days, I believe. But yeah, it's where then Paul Heyman and looking at Scott say, "Thank you, God, that Punk is back." And I don't get what exactly Tony Khan was talking about. That he was fearing his life, fearing his life, his life was, he was fearing his life, or whatever he said. Like he was scared for his life from CM Punk. Like when he's actually a cool, nice dude. Like at least that's what I know him as. Like in my time in the industry. But anyway, here's where Paul Heyman to start chuckling, saying like I'm sorry, I really needed that, Punk. Like, but the reason why I came out here is because that driving in on the radio, like listening to sports radio, like, and they said it's the home of CM Punk, like the city of Chicago, of course. And or say or Chicago is CM Punk's town. Let me rephrase that. That's what he said. It's where Paul Heyman's like now that like. And this was like in Solo, like ever since Roman, he basically explained the situation. Like ever since Roman Reigns left WWE, this was like he thinks he's the head of the table. Fans like, boo, that's a load of sugar honey iced tea. It's where it's Paul Heyman's like, he's like, it's because that he wants every town to be his town. I was like, well, what he thinks he is, the mayor of all the towns, or the president of the United States? Because only somebody like in that power can have of the towns and cities and the whole country itself and the states could be their town and their states and their country. But anyway, that's where the Paul Heyman then said so he starts stuttering. He's like, Like I came to do the favor, him. Punk. Like the favor is the reason I came out here is, and he starts something like what words about to say. He's like, but, and he was like. He was like, and I see you be it, and this is where he got into the point. He was like I see that you're, what's that? You're about to be cleared enough to compete again, and they're whoever trying to mess with you is messing with the best in the world. Like, but I hate to break this to you, Punk, but like they're. Like, if you don't come out to the ring, get out of this ring, like, you're going to make you do it for. And he's like, and that's not going to do anybody good because you can see the extra security that is right down here on the right, like, where Grave and Bear, and then in that locker room, like, well, maybe that's because of the Wyatts. If anybody's seen Monday Night Raw last week, like, with the. It is where he's like, but that's I hope that it stays over there, which be a spoiler, it did because there was no sign of them making any kind of appearances. The White Six, of course, yeah. I guess they're like a Monday night, more likely a Monday Night Raw faction than the SmackDown one, or for both shows. But this where then he's like, no, like these are two guys that are huge threats, like of Solo and the Tongans, and like it. It's taking this way out of proportion that they should. Like, so do me a favor, Punk. Like, I'm begging I'm saying this with love and respect. Like, you know, like you. And it's against their own instincts, of course. He's like, and please, I beg you to get the hell out of here. And it is where fans like, no, like in Chicago, hell no. Like, it'll be one thing of saying that in any other place, like, but this is CM Punk's city. Like, this is. He's not going to go out just because of a few Roman, just a couple of Uso wannabe and Roman Reigns wannabe tells him to. This is where the CM Punk was like you really want me to? He starts speaking logically, saying like you really. And this is where it's like you're saying that the Tongans and Solo said that I should get out or they're going to jump me from behind, like. In Chicago right now, is where fans are like, yeah, that's insane. And this is where fans start saying some very non-PG language after he said that, saying like flub you Solo, flub you Solo, and then this is where they were not saying flub, but you get the point. But this is where we got like you got Soul Sokoa coming out there because maybe he did not like what the fans say in response about him. This is where he came out there. This is where he was like, you shut the hell up, or else like if you say that again, you're gonna be ended up just like our opponents. They're gonna be spiking you in a very piercing way, like which you cannot breathe through your lungs or your throat or anywhere in your body. This is where the Soul Sokoa like, this is what you call it. You're gonna and now Paul, like you're gonna call SmackDown my show, like which it is, like, and this city is my city as well, like you was like but you Punk, like you got some options here tonight, like for you being stubborn that way, like. One, you're gonna pay your respect to me, like, and the rest of the bloodline, or like two, like you're gonna we're just gonna make sure that he's like, and we're gonna make sure that you're gonna stay on the injuries list and make sure like that you'll never ever get out of it. Again, you have no choice but to retire for the rest of your career. And this was CM Punk's like, I like to see you try, I got threatened more worse than I actually got beaten, I got beaten from people that are more intimidating than you are. Like, so, like, what would be the difference if you actually going to do exactly what you say you're going to do to me now? And this is where the CM Punk was like, but like. He went while saying on the microphone, saying like, but before he could even say what he said, this is where the fans start chanting CM Punk. This is where he said like he told Paul what's the favor you want to ask me right here about these three bratty toddlers? And this is where Paul Heyman then hilariously said like take me with you hilariously, which the fans were dying with laughter, and they would start cheering like, yeah, like please take Paul under your wing. Like he did so to you. The reason why he's kind of the reason why you got in the WWE in your first run. So you might as well do the same for him when the times are tough with him being the special counsel of the bloodline. And this is where Paul Heyman's like, interesting. Like, yeah, like that don't sound like a bad idea. Like, and this is where then he looked at Solo, like, let me tell you right here. And this is where then he looked into the canvas and then start rubbing his neck. This is where he then said what he said. But the fans start saying yes, like if the American Dragon still Daniel Bryan in WWE. This is where then we got CM Punk was like, so like I do acknowledge I do acknowledge that you are what he said, the fact that I don't see the bloodline standing right in front of me. I just see a couple of fake ass Usos, and I was laughing out loud right after CM Punk said that. This is where then the Tonga brothers did not like that, or the Tongans, like if they want to be called that. This is where it's like, and he's like, and the one in the middle, and that is you, Solo, a cosplaying tribal chief wannabe. It is where then he said, Solo's called like, fair enough. Like I heard worse, but like either way, we're gonna beat his ass. And this where then Solo Sikoa then look at both Tonga Loa and Tama Tonga. They're like, all right, like after you. This is where they got up, and this is where he went right after. Went inside, like at first they were right on the apron. This is where they were about to get inside, but before they could even jump him in the 3-on-1 disadvantage, this is where we got somebody saving the day, who exactly this person that saved the most controversial wrestler in all of PW, you may ask, to your favorite host, Super Ninja Austin? Well, it was none other than the American Nightmare that's possibly going to be starting this feud with the new self-proclaimed tribal chief, Solo Sikoa, Cody Rhodes. And then this is where he came in with 2 baseball bats. He gave one to Sikoa. This is where it's like, come here, like you. Like come in here, like do you think that do you think that CM Punk came in here alone? Be careful who you make enemies with, because the enemy that you make with enemy you make because the enemy that you're trying to make here, it will team with your other enemy and become his best friend. And then it's where you pass them the baseball bat. And let me know in the comments below if I made this little paraphrasing correctly. If I said this paraphrasing, 100% correct. But yeah, let me know in the comments below either way. But anyway, this is where we got Cody Rhodes. And this is where Cody Rhodes like, you fashion yourself as the head of the table. Actually, the way he put, he's like, right, like you did. This is where Solo Sikoa hilariously said without on the microphone, say, "You damn right, I fashioned myself that." And this is where the Cody Rhodes is like, well, I already defeated one head of the table, and I'm not gonna hesitate of beating another one. Like, so why don't you you fight me in a one-on-one fair match? Keep your boys Tonga Loa and Tama Tonga, the Tongans, backstage in y'all's locker room, while I'll keep Randy and Kevin backstage as well to make this a one-on-one fair fight tonight in the main event. And this is where I guess that convinced Solo Sikoa, and that's where we do have the match. But let me tell you, it does not end. It don't end very well with Cody Rhodes. Well, everything except for him losing his WWE title, of course, at least. Or even losing the match, because we're going to get to that in just a moment. I'm not sure if it was even a match, to be honest. It was so quick. But if not, then I'll give the number 1 best match of the night to, I'll say the Carmelo Hayes versus Randy Orton versus Tama Tonga match. But let's move on to the next slide. This is where we got WWE talking about what happened this past Monday, which they pretty much killed the Monday night roster. Like at least I'll say 95% of them, but we're going to probably get some kind of answers on Raw. Let's hope so, and they don't make a mistake like in the Vince McMahon era. But anyway, this is where we got Bianca Belair getting prepared for her match against Chelsea Green and Mi Chien. This is where Jay Cargill wished her luck. This is where And this is where she was like, and she explained that she's going to go out there to handle her business and then win the match. And then call shots of winning the Money in the Bank. And then after she wins the briefcase, she's going to win the women's tag team titles to the new holders that stole their opportunities. And let me tell you, the Albert Fire and Isla Dawn was not the only wrestler that stole a win from Bianca Belair, which we're going to get to in just a moment. Well, let's talk about it right now, actually. Like why I even said just a moment. I was like, I mean, I guess it makes sense because the moment could be any second right now. We just have to be exactly in that time frame. Yeah. But anyway, this is where we got the match starting with I believe with both what's their name, Mi Chin and Bianca Belair beating Chelsea Green into a 2-on-1 advantage. But anyway, this is where we also got Marcus Friedman, the coach of Notre Dame, was in attendance with his family, with his wife and kids. But yeah, that's something besides the point, of tonight's Friday Night SmackDown. I thought I might point it out to you guys for those football fans out there. But this is where, before we do get the match, I forgot to tell you that Randy Orton also meet up with his legacy best friend, Cody Rhodes, with Kevin Owens on the side. This is where he's like, see what's going on with the bloodline and stuff. I just want to ask you, sure, you want to be a man and you want to face a fair and square one-on-one, but I want to ask you this, are you sure you want me and Kevin to? You don't need me and Kevin's help, of having your back, in case if the Tongans try to think they're slick and try to sneak attack you during the match. And this is where Cody Rhodes look, it's not because I don't need you. It's just that I want to prove a point. And two, I know you two have opportunities for the Money in the Bank qualifier. So I'm gonna want to interrupt you guys I want to interfere from you worrying about me when you can worry about getting a briefcase. This is where he's like, and trust me, Orton, trust me, I got this all by myself. This is where Randy Orton's like, all right, cool, man. This is where then. This is where Kevin Owens. This is where Randy Orton then left the area. This is where Kevin Owens is like, okay, before I go, look, man, I just want to. But I know you could be on your own, but you should always have a plan B on your side. And this is where Cody Rhodes like, yeah, I already know that, And this is where then Cody Rhodes was like, but I'm pretty much sure I'm 100% right. I'm not gonna be wrong on this. All right, when I say this, and he's gonna have a plan up his sleeves when he has the disadvantage against me. You already know it, Kevin. And he's like, but yeah, that's why we always need to have a plan B. And this is where then he's like, he said, good luck to Kevin. This is where Kevin was like, thank you, Cody. This is where we do get the match. This is where Chelsea Green tried to attack Bianca Belair, but this is where Bianca Belair hit her with the right strike. Mi Chin followed up by hitting a right strike onto the other side of Chelsea Green. This is where they started playing a 2-on-1 game of not wrestling tennis, but I guess tater-totter, Playing a game of wrestling tater-totter, if that makes sense, going back and forth with the team. Going up and down, with Chelsea Green, till we got Mi Chin and Bianca only in the ring. This is where we got Mi Chin grabbing onto Bianca's head, into the grappling. This is where then we got Bianca Belair. What's that? Irish whip her into the left side. She shoulder tackle her immediately right after. This is where she starts clapping her hands and start dusting her hands off. This is where she started flexing her muscles, but she looks very ripped. She's probably a little bit over 200 pounds, to be honest, low key. But it's something I'll say something that's impressive. She's third place of an impression of being a large heavyweight female in the division. But this is where we got Bianca Belair, if not fourth place, next to Rhea in current day. But anyway, this is where she went right to the right side. She goes for a handsled flip, when Mi Chin then ducked right underneath her. This is where we got Chelsea Green to hit a big right hand onto her face. But this is where Mi Chin went onto the top corner rope, hit a shove right into the back of right on her back. But this is where Chelsea Green went outside the ring. This is where we got Bianca Belair going for a cover onto Michin, but Michin kick out of it. This is where we got Bianca Belair try to go for a close on to Michin and to the right side, but this is where she dodges. Went to the bottom corner side. This is where she tried to go for a drop kick, but this is where Bianca Belair moved out of the way. She was like, girl, like you should know better than that about me. This is where she tried to go for that handstand flip springboard moonsault onto Michin, but this is where we got Chelsea Green grab onto her hands, dragging her out of the ring. This is where she shoved her right out into the left side. This is where Chelsea started clapping and being impressed of herself, which she's very clearly self-centered. But this is where we got Michin Miyam try to go for a baseball slide, but this is where we got Chelsea Green to hit a big right hand onto her face. This is where she tried to grab on Bianca Belair, but Bianca Belair tried to counter hit a big right hand onto the face of what's her name Chelsea Green, but this is where Michin, but this is where Chelsea ducks and she actually hits Michin. She's like, oh, I'm so sorry. This is where we got Chelsea Green trying to hit her with a right hand of her own, but this is where she beat her too and hit her with a right hand immediately so quick. This is where we got Michin to turn, what's her name, Bianca Belair around. This is where we got and playing wrestling tennis with fists flying onto each other's faces until Chelsea Green got back in the ring and she snuck right beside them and then hit a suicide dive on both women down to the ground. This is where they got back in the ring. This is where we got this is where we got Bianca Belair was winning like in the after what's her name, Chelsea Green got the offense. She picked off and hit her comeback moves to not only her but also Michin. This is where then we got Michin trying to fight back when she ran right to the right side after ducking out of a close on Bianca. But this is where Bianca caught her in midair. This is where she tried to go for a powerbomb, but or a face buster, a powerbomb. But this is where Michin countered into a sunset flip into a pin. But this is where she only got a 2.4 count. This is where Michin is going for a wrist lock and put her foot right into the left side of Bianca Belair's face, and she slammed the maneuver. Unfortunately, she did not get a chance to pin her, or else she probably would have won. And she would have been in the contest. But this is where we got Chelsea Green to try to take advantage of Michin being distracted about Bianca and hit her with the most devastating move in professional wrestling, the surprise roller. But with Michin counter, that's where then we got Michin to kick out of it. This is where she got back up. This is where she tried to hit her finisher on like she did to Bianca to Chelsea Green. But you know the rules. Like if you do it the first time, even if it's a different opponent, like you're still going to it's still not going to be a guaranteed unless you got the double whammy card. But this is where Chelsea's going to use that for her advantage. Try to hit the unprettier, but it wasn't a guaranteed though. This is where she tried to hit an upper slap right into the face, making it look like if Michin's going to be phased by it, but she was not phased at all. She was like, really? She just slapped me. Yeah, you know the at move is very irrelevant in women's wrestling these days in this company. This is where she hit her with a big headbutt. She was like, it's legal to hit hard as much as men do. This is where we got Michin Miyamden goes for a power bomb, but this is where we got but she was like, no, I have a better idea. I'm going to be like my OC brother, AJ Styles, and hit a Styles clash right onto Chelsea Green. And she probably would have got away with it if it wasn't for a medaling EST. That's the medalist, along with being other ESTs in the world, like being the strongest, the fastest, the smartest, and the realest, and all that stuff, and the roughest and the toughest. But anyway, this is where Michin Miyam kind of got ticked off of this. This is where she grabbed onto Bianca Belair. This is where she hits a roundhouse kick right into the head. This is where she tried to go for a German suplex. But Bianca then counter out of it. This is where she tried to go for a German suplex. This is where fans were saying, this is awesome. I was like, and indeed it is. Like it's very interesting for being a women's number one contender, qualifier match for the Money in the Bank at the Money in the Bank ladder match, which it's definitely getting third place spot because second goes to Mello, Orton, and Tama Tonga. But this is where we got German suplex. This is where we got her hit her with the German suplex. She almost had it won when she picked up Michin and hit a KOD, and it wasn't for a meddling residential Karen that had to do her right on the outside and take a page out of what's their names? Albert Fire and Isla Dawn's playbook last Saturday. She probably would have, but this is where Chelsea Green stole the win by throwing Bianca out of the ring in the right corner side, the outside. This is where Chelsea Green went for the cover on the Michin, and she got the 1-2-3 before Bianca even got a chance to get back in the ring because she was right up on the apron when she was running trying to get in there. Once she gained her balance from being thrown on the outside. But your winner of this match is Chelsea Green, and this is where she's the number one. She's the number one qualifier in the SmackDown Women's Division to be a part of the women's ladder match at Money in the Bank. But this is where we got Bailey watching this on the monitor backstage in the hallway. This is where we got. This is where we got what's her name? Blair Davenport then starts saying like, "Hey, Bailey, like." She was like, hey, Bailey, like, did you know that I'm gonna be in the qualifier match next week? Like, yeah, like if like and I have a chance to be Money in the Bank, Miss Money in the Bank, and who knows, maybe I'll cash in for your championship and become the new women's championship, and like, well, or something like that down the line. That's what. And she was like, and I'm really looking forward to cashing in on you. This is where she left. This is where Bailey was like, you keep dreaming that, honey, right? Because that's never gonna happen. Do you think Blair Davenport will qualify next week? Like, because she's gonna be on one of the next women's number one contenders qualifier match. But let me know in the comments down below on what's your opinions on that. But this is where we got Solo Sikoa. Then we're talking to Paul Heyman, like. He was like, are you about to leave for CM Punk? And this is where Paul Heyman was like, no, sir. Like, I was not trying to leave with CM Punk. And this is where then Solo Sikoa's like, okay, then I wanted to make sure that you that make sure to let the Tongans know to lecture, like, that KO and Randy, like, that and this is where then Solo Sikoa tried to say something, but this is where it got muted out. Like, and it seemed like Paul Heyman lost his hearing at one point because none of us could even hear what Solo once. It seemed like they did not want to have the fans hear that what Solo would want Paul Heyman to instruct the Tongans to do to Orton and what's his name? KO. I was not expecting what happened in the end, though, even though I expected them to distract Owens and Orton on their respective triple threat matches, which we got Kevin Owens versus what's the name? Andrade and what's the other one that was in the match? Kevin Owens and Andrade and what's his name? Who was it? It was I forget right now. I apologize. But yeah, we're gonna get there to talk about that in just a moment. But yeah, I expected those that to happen with Solo Sikoa. This is where the Paul Heyman, Mr. Solo Sikoa, like, did you hear me? And this is where then Paul Heyman asked him a question about Tama Tonga. This is where then he's like, I want to ask you to do something, Heyman. I want it to be done, okay? Here's where Paul Heyman's like, okay, I can take care of that right now. This is where Solo's like, oh, before when we come back, like, can you do me a favor? Like, we're gonna have to talk about CM Punk, and this is where then he's like, okay, yes, sir. Like, we'll talk about that. This is where we move on to the next match, which was, I believe, the triple threat match between Orton and Mello and Orton, Mello, and Tonga. Yeah. But this is where we got a segment. Before we get into that, this is where we saw a segment like last week of the Grayson Waller effect, like with Johnny Gargano talking to his kayfabe son, saying like Grayson Waller is nothing but trouble to you, and he's only using you just to get the fame and the success as a superstar, like even if it's in the tag team division. And this is where, they show the parts where every time Johnny Gargano tried to go for a super kick onto Grayson Waller, this is where when Johnny Gargano tried to go for a super kick to Grayson Waller, this is where Austin Theory tried to sacrifice himself by helping out and taking a bullet for Grayson Waller just to prove a point. And then Tommaso Ciampa tried to go for a knee right onto Grayson Waller, but this is where this time he pulls Austin Theory to Tommaso Ciampa's knee and taking advantage of his him as a human shield, which I see like we're possibly gonna see DIY can become WWE Tag Team Champions, and then this is where we could possibly see Austin Theory turns babyface and splits from Grayson Waller, and they can potentially have a future rivalry match. Like, and it's gonna be very interesting and perhaps very good, like in a way, if not greater. But anyway, this is where we got Caleb Braxton talking about this to Grayson Waller. That's who it was that was in the match between Kevin Owens and Andrade. I'm so sorry. There's gonna be some outside interferences because heels never make promises in professional wrestling when it comes to no interference or no help from their allies. Well, most of the times, like in the 90% mark. But anyway, this is where you got Grayson Wallace like he was like, well, like if I when I qualify in the Money in the Bank, like I'm gonna win the Money in the Bank. And he was like, and I'm gonna win that Money in the Bank briefcase and win it for Austin Theory, like make up mistakes that should have happened like about a couple years ago when he was the Money in the Bank winner, like in the ladder match. And this is where Johnny Gargano's like. This is where then he's like, yeah, he's having he's having a hard time with you, Grayson. Like, and this is where then he told Tommaso Ciampa like he don't really care about Austin. Like he only cares about himself. This is where Tommaso Ciampa like, you know what I think though? Like I think last week you sacrificed your best friend. Like and I quote, and then before he could even finish off what he's saying, this is where they heard some banging noise. I thought it was gonna be Austin Theory that was trying to get himself in this in the garage door, but I was not expecting what was going to happen next. I was not expecting this person even showing up on SmackDown, let alone anytime soon. Like even if they were on Monday Night Raw, and there was none other than the Scottish Warrior himself, banging CM Punk's head right into the outer part of the Allstate garage door. Like this is where then he picks up CM Punk. He got him in the fireman's carry position. This is where he walked out into the stage. This is where he dropped him right in front of the stage. I was like, I guess that's fair because he humiliated him in his home country in Scotland. So why not humiliate him in his hometown of Chicago? It's like the old saying goes, like what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Like I guess in the Scottish Warriors' eyes, which you cannot really blame him, but not in this way, like in a too much of a volatile way, like with him humiliating him this much, because it's not like CM Punk beat him into a bloody mess, but at the same time, CM Punk asked for that, like for trying to make Drew McIntyre's life a living hell, he's life a living hell, and he said he prayed for to make it like that and have all of Drew McIntyre's hopes and dreams go right down 6 feet under the ground, or bury it 6 feet under the ground. Like so, yeah, he kind of asked for this right here, just saying, like, so, but at the same time, something just tells me CM Punk's going to do greater damages to Drew after attacking him like this. But I'm not sure when. Maybe it will be like a week from this Monday, or maybe 2 weeks after that. Probably like on the road to Money in the Bank, or if not the Raw after the Premium Live event, which that's probably going to be the case. Like because in the next 2 weeks, I believe they're going to be. And the next 2 weeks, in 2 weeks from now, Money in the Bank is going to be happening. That's why they're having everything ready with all the matches and the qualifier matches, or who's going to be fighting who, or who's going to be qualified in the Money in the Bank ladder match from either Raw or SmackDown. So that makes sense to have stuff done and ready sooner rather than later, so they can build things up from that. But that's where we got also Drew McIntyre grabbing on some of some of the blood stains out of CM Punk's head, and then start wiping it on the floor, and then start looking at his arm and say, looking like he's about to say it's clobbering time, like insult to injuries, mocking CM Punk's phrase. This is where we got. And this is where Nick Aldis came out and said, what the hell you just done right here? This is where Drew McIntyre was like, stay out of this, Nicholas. Go back to your office and worry about your show. And this is where he shoves him back. This is where Nick Aldis, they're like, you just put your hands on me? You better be hoping I don't give you a $50,000 fine for insulting a official of WWE. And this is where then he's like I get to have you escorted out of here and banned from SmackDown if you do this again. And this is where then he's like, you're lucky I'm giving you a warning and tell you to get out of here. This is where Drew McIntyre's like, all right, fine with me. as long as CM Punk's not gonna get back up and start bragging about how he ruined my night at Clash of the Castle. And this is where Nick was like, well, you don't have to worry about that, like because it seemed like he's not gonna get back up and do anything thanks to you of the damages that you caused to him, that he's gonna probably be at the local medical facility for the next I think 2 to 3, if not 4 weeks to come. And this is where Drew McIntyre then finally left. This is where we got WWE then showed CM Punk then get carried and got sent to the hospital, which some of the parts by looking at it saying like CM Punk kind of deserved it because he cost him of winning the World Heavyweight Championship at WWE Clash of the Castle. But there's another end saying like Drew McIntyre didn't have to go overboard though, but yeah, but that has us confused. Like, who's the heel in this feud? Like, is it Punk? Is it McIntyre? But let me know in the comment section right down below. Most of y'all say McIntyre, but the other half probably gonna be saying like it's definitely CM Punk because he cost him the World Heavyweight Championship. That's what heels do, like to wrestlers that's been waiting for a moment to finish their story of winning the championship right in front of the live crowd, including in their hometown or home country. But let me know down in the comment section right down below about this, like, and where does this storyline feud and this angle, I should refer it as, where does this gonna, how they're gonna transpire this after this brutal assault by the Scottish Warrior, getting some revenge onto the Chicago superstar. Let me know down in the comment section right down below. But this is where we got him, CM Punk going over to one of his local medical facilities that he normally goes to. Whether if it's a checkout or if he has a critical injury or some other kind of critical health conditions. But this is where we move on to the next slide, the triple threat qualifier match between Tama Tonga and Carmelo Hayes and Randy Orton. Which this match, definitely stole the show. Most of y'all might say this is the match of the night. Even though it's a triple threat match, and it's very rare to see triple threat matches being the #1 best match of the night. But it almost got it, like, if it hadn't been for the Cody versus Solo match, which I'll give it I'll say, if you can consider it the match of the night. But it ended in a no contest, though, with a huge surprise. But let's move on to and talk about that in just a moment. We'll talk about this qualifier. With Randy Orton, then just automatically just threw both Randy Orton. Randy Orton automatically threw Carmelo Hayes and Tama Tonga, which both men were coming after the Viper. This is where we got Randy Orton hit a punch right into the gut of Tama Tonga. He hits face first right onto the announce table on the side. Then try to go for a back suplex. But this is where Carmelo Hayes then attacks Randy Orton from behind. But this is where we got Carmelo Hayes was like, it's nothing, it's just nothing but work. This is just another day and just winning another accomplishment, just like on NXT. But this is where we got Randy Orton and kicks him out to get once he turns around. This is where we got Randy Orton try to go for a back suplex. But this is where we got Tama Tonga stopping him and meddling, just like Carmella did. This is where we got the former NXT champion and Tonga to start double teaming onto Orton. This is where they start hitting right hands after right hands onto the head. This is where we got Randy Orton hit an elbow strike right to the face of what's his name? So Carmelo Hayes, and go for a back suplex onto Tama Tonga. They're doing the same with Carmelo Hayes. As soon as they got right up on the announce table, this is where Randy Orton was back on his feet with the offense. Then this is where he brought was it both men or one of them? I think it was both men until Tama Tonga, he had the advantage onto both men until Tama Tonga got in control and turned over the ball. And this is where it was. This is where he was in the offensive side. Is where he sent Randy Orton in the outside. Is where he started beating Carmelo Hayes into in a brutal way. This is where then he put him up in the snap mirror position after he hit him with a couple of right hands. Then he hits a running clothesline when he went to the bottom corner side. This is where we got Tama Tonga going for a pinfall, but this is where we got Carmelo Hayes got the right shoulder up at 2.7. This is where then Tama Tonga, like, I thought for sure that was gonna be it, but I was like, maybe like you haven't been watching WWE lately, and Carmelo Hayes is not a guy that you should be sleeping on. Like, he's like exactly like Randy Orton is. Like, yeah, these are two very gifted and tough individuals, with one being big, and the other one being athletically small, but still has some physique, like, despite being a cruiserweight style. But anyway, this is where we got. But this is where he did not realize this. This is where we got Carmelo Hayes finally start fighting back against Tama Tonga. Hit a pump kick as well on top of that. This is where we got a super kick hitting him right into the head. This is where then we got Carmelo Hayes to try to go for it again. But this is where Tama Tonga then hang on to his leg. This is where then he pushes him right to the upper right side. But this is where he slides right underneath the turnbuckles. This is where he then went back, hits up with that flying head scissors face buster right into the ground. This is where Carmelo Hayes was remaining to be on his game. This is where he tried to go for a pin. This is where the referee counted 1, counted 2, but Tama Tonga kicks out at a near fall. And I was like, wow, like, even though that was a signature move, but still, like, that looked like a very convincing move that looked like that'll put away your opponent, like if it's a finishing maneuver, even though we all know the maneuver he does right before he does the finishing maneuver. But it was so close, like to the point that even the fans thought that was going to be it, because he was kind of the favorite to win this match. But yeah, this is where Carmelo Hayes like, oh, dang it, like, it is like, no, like, I can try to go for my finisher, like, which we all know, like it's either the nothing but net or even the super cutter, like, which or something like a superplex cutter or something like that, like where he like go for a suplex, but he turns around and hits him like a move like it looks like an RKO or stunner. But yeah, this is where we got Tama Tonga count out, hits a spinning Uranagi backbreaker. This is where he tried to go for a pin, and he probably would have gotten away with it and joined his cousin main event Jey Uso if it wasn't for his if it wasn't for a meddling Viper that struck on him but not hit him with the 3 most destructive letters in pro wrestling. But this is where the Randy Orton then. And it was like, you forgot, like, oh, you forgot about me. You thinking this is like a one-on-one, but you forgot this is a triple threat. And where Tama Tonga then try to attack him, like you. And this is where the Randy Orton start hitting some comeback right hands to the face after hitting right before hitting this comeback move, the running clotheslines and the power slam. This is where he started hitting right hands repeatedly, right, but not only to him but also to what's his name too, to Carmelo Hayes. And then like right after he turned him around, he kicks him right into the gut, hits him with a ginormous striking European uppercut. This is where then he hit face first and rolled right to the left side. This is where he then start hitting the comeback move. This is where like he was about to hit the vintage spike DDT, but this is where we got Carmelo Hayes that got involved. And this is where Randy Orton did. It was like, okay, like since you want to interfere, like, you're going to be facing the punishments of your actions, boy. And then this is where it did, or boy, I should have said it like in the first place. But this is where then we got Randy Orton and put Carmelo Hayes right into the bottom left side of the top turnbuckle. Try to go for an avalanche suplex that he's famously doing next to the like his finisher and signature moves, which is Spike DDT and RKO. And his other maneuver that he does right into the announcer's table, the backflex one. I was thinking to myself, like, I hope that you can do this kind